ladies and gentlemen, it's your buddy, the 14th Prime, and guess what we have today? So much information, so many things to cover. There's a lot going on with Transformers Reactivate. A lot of this came out last night. I went down a dark rabbit hole to find out all of this stuff, but it will be on the internet soon, if you know where to look. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it with new Transformers Reactivate news. So first off, a little something I happen to notice. If you look at the player screen where you can select your name or whoever, there's an icon picture for none other than Galvatron. Is Galvatron in the game? Is he a playable character later on? So far, with everything I've seen, everything is possible. Everything is possible. Why would you have an icon picture of him? Now, mind you, these are, pics from when the game was first being developed, but this picture comes from the latest version of the game that they're working on. So, you know how like they have version 1 and they have version 2 and they have version 3, or V3.145 or whatever, version 2.1, whatever. This is from a version 3 of the game. We see new screens for the settings. You can control the frame rate, how many friends you can allow. We also get pictures of the controls. And the controls to me look very Gears of War style. Just your normal up, down, strafe, left, right, secondary weapon, first weapon. It looks awesome. So far, we've got some collectibles that you can pick up in each level. Shielded cable, fiber optics, memory module, energon converter. These things are picked up across the levels as you play. So that way you can mod weapons later on in the game. Now we have these zones, like zone 1, 2, and 4 is where you can find the shielded cable, or zones 2, 4, and 7 is where you can find the memory modules. So I'm guessing the replayability of this game is going to be astronomical. We have a look at the home menu, and his home, your account, the guild, the market, map, transformers, weapon, and inventory. So, I mean, it's a lot to pick up, a lot to discover in this game, a lot of things that you're going to be picking up. Now, speaking of, we did get a look at one of the first levels, the New York level. So far, from what I was able to see, it's called the Long and Winding Road. There's 9 rewards to collect when you're in New York. The maps are huge. Another thing that we found out last night was that you do play all over the world in this game. There's 15 levels in the New York area with unlockable side missions. So far, we know that you have New York, Antarctica, Chicago, and the Graveyard so far. All of them with unlockable side missions. The bonuses that you get when you're playing the game is you can get the long shot, and that's achieved by when you find 2 Cybertronian alloys, 2 activators, and 1 power cell, or you have the headhunter. And I'm guessing that's where, like, if you shoot or you do 30 or 40 headshots within a certain amount of time on a certain level, then you unlock more stuff to mod. Shockwave, Sad, and Remorseful Tirade. Have no idea what that is yet. I don't know if it's a level or if it's something you can pick up. I do know that as far as the weapons, the Shockwave's gun from War for Cybertron is in this game also. There was an unlockable gun in Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron. It was the Shockwave carbine. I'm guessing it's going to act pretty much the same in this game, being that this is kind of a follow-up. This will close all open ties from the last games, from what I've read. I think each level can be played by any one of the selectable Transformers that you have open from the beginning. But in this scene, we have Chicago, and you see Starscream. The reason I figured it was Starscream is because when you look at the weapon loadout, it's Barrage, Charge Null Ray, and a regular Null Ray. Who has Null Rays? Starscream. You have rare weapon mods. We've got tech specs that date back to the old toys when you could go into the back of the box and look at the tech specs. These right here. See, back in the 80s, it was a whole bar that went all the way across. And you got a little secret red decoder, and you lay it over top of it, and you could see like their strength and weapons and so forth and so on. 38 years later, they just do it like this. But yeah, tech specs are also in the game for whoever you're playing. Now, I found this to be different. There's going to be elemental attacks, fire, ice, electric, and other is what we've been shown. There's also a customized tab, info tab, mods tab, upgrade, and specialization. In case you missed it, there is a customize tab. I don't know if that means you get to make your own transformer, but I'm sure whoever you get to play as, you can customize them. Even if it's as little as just let me change the color and or what year, model of whoever you're playing. Like, wouldn't it be cool if they had the game's original version of Bumblebee, but you could unlock Volkswagen Bumblebee, or you could unlock Bayverse Bumblebee, when you're playing, or G1 Optimus, or you could be Movie Optimus, or you could be, that would be absolutely awesome. But we'll find out in a couple months. Oh, some of the weapons. You have an SMG, magnetic grenade launcher, the Scorcher. You have Energon gauntlets. You have Gravatic mauls, and that's for your melee attacks. Okay, so from what I gather, also in the Shockwave Carbine, the enemies that are in the game that you will be fighting are called the Twisted Enforcers. And if you look at these screens, it says if you defeat a number of Twisted Enforcers, then you get such and such. On your control screen, you have health, armor, shield strength, alt mode damage, alt mode speed, alt mode boost, and mod capacity. Time will tell what exactly those are. But yeah, all this, all this came out last night. Just keep an eye out for more leaks of what is going on with this phenomenal game. I cannot wait to get my hands on it and just, sit down and run through it. That's how I am. I will play it from beginning to end in the first sitting. Every Transformers game I've ever played. I always take a lot, like 6 hours to 12 that day that I get it, to just leave me be, let me play from beginning to end. I can't wait to see this game. And I think so far from what I saw, we may be looking at a September release for the game. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be absolutely awesome. The Rise of the Beast movies, this last trilogy, was indeed supposed to be called the Rise of Unicron trilogy. But that's a whole nother video. We'll do that later. Anyway, you all enjoy this beautiful Saturday. God bless you. Y'all have a wonderful day. It's your buddy 14 Prime.